Hello everyone, it is me Vegeta T23 and welcome back to my new What If. Today we're talking about what if Vegeta was born with God Ki. Before I start, I'd like to mention that I created a Discord server for you to join. The link is in the description of this video, so if you'd like to join in and talk to me and the rest of my fans, it's there. I'd also like to mention I created an Instagram so you can survey my very uninteresting life. I mainly post Osu stuff. Now back to the video. In the last part, we discussed how Vegeta and Cell started fighting, and how Vegeta got folded by Cell. Goku did a solar flare and picked everyone up, including the androids, and then ditched to seek shelter. They ended up at Capsule Corp and started thinking of a way to train for when Cell reappears, and Vegeta thought of the time chamber. So he goes to Dende and asks him to remove the limits to it, and Dende says he improved the chamber. Now happy Vegeta goes back to the squad and picks them up. At the lookout, he trains Goten, Broly, and Trunks, while the rest pick their own partners. Once Cell finishes with Trunks, he exits as a Super Saiyan Blue, and just as Goku and Gohan enter, Cell finds them on the lookout, and Vegeta, being annoyed and still mysterious about his power, goes and wipes the floor with Cell, finally ending him. Krillin takes Android 18 as his waifu, and everyone lives happily ever after. With the recap out of the way, let's continue the what if. Goku and Gohan finally exit with their Super Saiyan forms and seem calm. Vegeta is glad they took his advice and congratulates them, saying all they need to know is to ascend to a higher power now, just like him. Taking that into consideration, Goku says he has already ascended for a brief second, despite him not believing. Vegeta is actually amused by it and congratulates both of them. Goten, now a Super Saiyan God, goes back to his timeline to dispose of the androids once and for all, and the Z Fighters go back to their daily lives. It's been about 7 years after Cell, and Gohan is now an adult, as well as Trunks. Goten and Bra are 7 and 8 accordingly. Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, Broly, and the rest of the Saiyans are just hanging out at Capsule Corp most of the time, either training or just screwing around in general. Gohan and Trunks both go to the Orange Star High, and they're having a blast, being known as the strong boys in class. Gohan finds Videl doing recess between the classes right before baseball practice. Videl is interested in the boys' strength and pursues them, wanting to know how they are so strong, although taking a better interest in Gohan, being vulnerable like that. Trunks, on the other hand, gets a glimpse of another girl who keeps on looking at him, but a bit shy to step up to him. So he makes a move, trying to act cool. As Trunks and that girl talking, Videl keeps on pursuing Gohan, and eventually getting him to spit out the energy part of the whole training regimen of his. Videl wants to learn about it, and so the first bond between the two is set in place. Meanwhile, we learn that the Trunks' new acquaintance's name is Coco, and they go on having a talk as Coco is taking more and more interest in Trunks. Back to Gohan, Videl asks Gohan to meet somewhere to teach him that energy thing, and Gohan reluctantly agrees. All of a sudden, the rest of the squad get the message about the tournament, and they decide to participate, so they go and do some training for the tournament. Meanwhile, after a few days, Videl arrives at Gohan's residence through the school directory, being tired of waiting for their lessons, and Gohan has no other choice but to teach her. Goten also asks to join in, and Gohan takes him along as well, much to displeasure of Videl's. Videl mentions that if he doesn't want to be exposed, he needs to join the tournament, and Gohan actually already knows about it and says that he will actually join it. Being presented no other choice, he will actually roll with it. After Videl gets a basic idea of ki control and a bit of training, the two spar and Gohan accidentally flies back to dodge an attack. Goten doesn't know how to fly, and he attempts to ask how to do it, but is cut off by Videl. Of course, Videl asks how did he jump back so smoothly, now needing to show her the flying technique. Videl, now understanding the full extent of energy, then pursues him to teach her flight as well, and he does. Goten, still not knowing how to fly, asks of Gohan to teach him too. And now having two students in his tow, he decides to train them both. Once he teaches them, Videl goes to train on her own, while Goten and Gohan train on their own. 25 days later, they all go to the tournament grounds. They all go to the preliminaries with Vegeta not destroying the punching machine. Rather, it's Raditz, who just couldn't wait to get in the ring and throw some hands with some people. However, two new and unknown people to them meet up and just stand there, calmly looking at their squad while Vegeta and the others glance at them from time to time nervously. The children's division goes smoothly and it's time for the big boys. Since pretty much everything is similar to canon, I'll go over the important parts. Videl can actually keep up with Popovich since she trained longer and harder than in canon and managed to throw Popovich out of the arena. Piccolo doesn't exist anymore, so Raditz takes on who we later find out is Shin. He fights him and wins easily, even though he was weirded out just by Shin's mere presence and started questioning himself as to what he actually is. Also, when Kibito tells the squad who they really are, they don't know what the Supreme Kai actually is, but they can connect him with King Kai and think of him as one, but with more power, so they thought of him as a big deal. When it came the time for Kibito to fight Broly, even Shin himself isn't sure if he's gonna be able to hold him. He somehow manages to hold him as Popovich and Yama are stealing his energy, but breaks from it when he powers up even further in his legendary Super Saiyan. To his surprise, the two mysterious people vanished as he tried following them from sheer anger. Vegeta also follows, as well as Goku, Gohan, Trunks, Videl, Raditz, Shin, and Kibito. They all assemble in one squad and talk about Majin Buu and how, if he's released, he will terrorize this whole planet. Of course, no one took it seriously, but considering Vegeta is beyond powerful, they think they can beat him no problem. When they actually do arrive, they can see Shin and Kibito shook, one small boy, one demon creature, and one pink blob. Vegeta asks who does he have to take down, and Shin, monotonely and in shock, says to waste them all. Vegeta gets out in the opening, but is then kicked in the head by Broly, who is filled with veins all over his body and has a big ass M on the head. Vegeta gets up, wondering what the actual hell happened, as he sees Broly going for him. The skirmish between Vegeta and Broly starts as both are playing fists and cups with each other. Goku asks Shin if he has any chance against Buu, to which Shin replies, maybe. All of a sudden, hearing his father talk about taking them all down, Trunks goes Super Saiyan and goes at them, wasting the demon first, then Buu, and then after negotiating with Babidi, killing him last. Broly is starting to ease up a little, and the mouth breather actually listens to Vegeta, before explaining that he was giving everything he always wanted, which transformed to insecurity, and then the M disappeared from his forehead, and Broly passed out. With that, Buu was safely taken care of by Trunks. They go back and share a conversation with the Kais before they finally depart. The Z fighters can now live on normally from this point on. Or so do they think. With that, we're leaving things be for now. Thank you for watching. If you believe I won't go far with Osu, then click dislike. But if you liked the video, hit that like button. If you'd like me to cover your idea in the near future, comment down below. And as always, peace out.